Hello, you three, and welcome back to Waving Goodbye. We're now on chapter 4, and you would have done this last week in your Rick session where we focused on the beginning part of this chapter. So I will quickly just show you this week's illustrations, and then we'll get stuck in with reading the book. So, as you know, they've just arrived at Meadow Ridge. And hopefully you can see all of those quite well. Okay, let's get going with chapter 4. The train puffed into the small station and ground to a halt. I saw a sign suspended from 2 chains. Meadow Ridge. There was a murmur as everyone read it. Right, girls, out you get, and woe betide anyone who leaves her suitcase behind, Charlie Chaplin commanded, springing into action. I struggled with mine, scarcely able to lift it. Here, you pull and I'll push, said Jessica. She helped me edge it out into the corridor, and then she jumped down the steps and helped steer it as I pushed it slowly down the platform. We were both panting when we got it there. It feels like you've not just got Pauline Petrova and Posey, but all Madame Fidiola's stage school in there, Jessica declared. What? Said Munchkin. Totally batty, the pair of them, said Goofy, making a little weird handshake with her hand. Talking total loony babble, said Freckleface. Girls, come along, it's so crowded. We must all stick together, Charlie Chaplin shouted. 3 other nuns were waving their hands like giant bats, herding their own purple charges into a long line. Paradise Row pupils were dashing all over the place. Half the boys were already tearing along the platform to look at the engine, though we were supposed to be going out for a wicket gate at the other end. I saw my own class wandering about, Marilyn Henderson showing off as always. Mary hovered nearby. She seemed so timid and boring. I wondered how I could ever have wanted her as a friend. I had Jessica now, the most interesting girl I'd ever met, and she liked me. She didn't give 2 hoots if I said toilet instead of WC. Charlie Chaplin didn't need to command me to stick close. I scuttled along beside Jessica, hauling my case, my arm feeling as if it was being pulled right out of its socket. We passed through the wicket gate 2 at a time, and were then herded down a dusty path with hedges on either side. I caught sight of Annie, the friendly short-haired WVS lady. Please, miss, where are we going? I puffed. To the village hall. Someone said it's down this lane. Who knows, she said cheerfully. All I do know is that we're at Meadow Ridge, and we seem to be in the depths of the country. Breathe in and smell that lovely fresh country air. We were all wrinkling our noses and trying not to breathe because there was the most disgusting smell wafting onto the breeze. Who's farted? A boy yelled, and a teacher swatted him on the back of the head for being rude. I don't know, but it must be a giant to make that kind of pong. Annie jumped up and peered through the top of the hedge where the branches straggled. Ah, I thought so. Wait till we get to the gate up there. You're going to see a sight for sore eyes. Everyone started pushing and shoving to get there, and even Sister Josephine hurried along in her stout black shoes, lifting her long skirts because the lane was getting very mucky. And there, through the gate, we saw a herd of black and white creatures, peacefully munching grass. They were ignoring us. One lifted up its tail, and a brown shower crashed out onto the ground. There was a great shriek of disgust. Some of the little ones were trying to run away, clearly scared. Sister Josephine caught hold of a small boy with a shaven head who started pelting back towards the railway station. No, you mustn't run away, you naughty boy, she said, hanging onto his arm. Got to, missus. There's monsters in that field, he protested. Don't be silly. They're only cows, she said. Cows? He repeated. Yes, surely you know what a cow is. It's how you get your milk. You what, missus? The cows give you your lovely creamy milk, said Sister Josephine. She had a little gang of children staring at her now, while the St. Agatha's girls nudged each other in a superior way. How do they do that, Sister Josephine? Munchkin asked innocently. Yes, exactly how. Don't be silly, girls. You know perfectly well, she said, going pink. Yeah, but we don't, missus, said the little boy. This isn't the time or the place for a nature lesson, said Sister Josephine. Now come along, we have to find the village hall. Quick, sharp. The children stayed put, staring at the cows in puzzlement. You must all be soft, said an older boy. I've had a holiday on a farm. I've seen all the cows being milked. The farmer squeezes those pink dangly things between their legs. Udders, they're called. All the children shrieked again. I wasn't simple. I knew all about milking cows from storybooks, but it was the first time I'd seen udders close up, and the whole process did seem hilariously revolting. I don't think I'm ever going to drink milk again, I told Jessica. I've always hated it anyways, she said. What was that strange drink you had on the train? Dandelion and burdock, I said. Does it taste good? It's lovely. I should have given you a sip. I'll get my mum to buy you a bottle if you like, I said without thinking. But when was I going to see Mum? How long was this little holiday going to last? What if I was stuck here for weeks, or months, or forever? I suddenly felt sick and dizzy. My hand was so slippery with sweat that I lost my grip on the suitcase and it fell onto the road with a thud. Here, I'll help you, said Jessica. I nodded my thanks, not daring to open my mouth in case I threw up. It would be terrible if I was sick down my best Fair Isle jumper. I didn't want to end up stinking like Mary. You look all wobbly, said Jessica. Sit down on your suitcase for a minute. She gently pushed me down and sat beside me. Is it the cow smell? She asked. I shrugged my shoulders and then fidgeted with the straps on my shoes. They were really rubbing me now, and the patent was getting horribly dusty. I love your shoes, said Jessica. Look at my disgusting clodhoppers, and this vile uniform. My tunic's much too big for me. It's practically training on the ground. Nanny said she'd turn up the hem for me and take it in a bit at the side, so it wouldn't be so bunchy, but my mother sent her packing before she had a chance. I could sew it for you, I said. Can you really sew? She asked. Of course I can, I said airily. I've sewn dresses and nighties and all sorts. I hadn't really sewn any proper clothes, but I'd made several outfits for my doll, Jenny Wren. That would be ever so kind of you, said Jessica. Hey you, new bug. It was horrible Goofy again. Sister Josephine's looking for you. We've all got to keep together. Come on. She tugged at Jessica's blazer. Oh, get lost, said Jessica. And why do you keep calling me new bug? It's pathetic. You're the one who's pathetic, said Goofy, tossing her plaits over her shoulder. You're obviously new bug because you're new to our school and you're so lowly. You're like a little loathsome, creepy, crawly bug. Anyway, are you coming or not? Not, said Jessica. Well, don't blame me if you get the hairbrush tonight. The hairbrush? Sister Josephine has an especially hard hairbrush, and anyone who's been really naughty gets whacked with it after supper. It really hurts. I bet you'll bawl your eyes out. Goofy flounced off to join the others. I can't stand her, or that Munchkin, said Jessica. Neither can I said. Are you feeling better now? She asked. A bit. Then I suppose we'd better get going, she said. I stood up and struggled to lift my suitcase again. I'll take a turn, said Jessica. You can carry mine. That's not fair on you, though, I protested. I don't mind. I'm quite strong, you know. Once I tried to lift Nanny up for a laugh, and I got her feet right off the ground. Goodness. Jessica flexed her muscles comically, like Popeye the Sailor Man. Give it here, she said. So we swapped suitcases and joined the jostling troop of children. The lane got wider, the hedges got smaller, and we started to see houses. Small houses, with tangled gardens and people peering at us as if we were a circus parade. One old lady smiled and waved, and another came hobbling to her gate and offered us all jelly babies from a big paper bag. Mum had always warned me about taking sweets from strangers, So I hesitated and then shook my head politely. But Jessica took 2. Don't you like jelly babies? I absolutely love them, especially the black ones, she said, happily decapitating one. Yes, but I didn't like to take from strangers, I mumbled. Silly sausage. Jessica had already chewed up her first one and was licking the second with her pink pointed tongue. I breathed in the sweet jelly smell. Here, have this one, said Jessica, handing it over. You don't mind that I licked it, do you? I haven't got any bugs, even though that's what those stupid girls call me. I don't mind a bit, I said. I felt a soaring happiness that we were close enough friends to share licked sweets. But then an old man with a very neat garden, all red, white and blue in regimental order, came out of his gate and started shouting at us. Get back where you belong, you bunch of hooligans, he hollered. What are you doing here? We don't want you, you nasty thieving cockneys. I'm not a cockney, said Jessica. I was born in America, and my father's originally from Lithuania, and my mother's of Irish origin. As if I care, you snippy little miss, he said. You can't kid me. You're all from London, and that makes you all cockneys. Jessica raised her eyebrows at me. Hello, cockney, she said to me the minute we were past him. Watcha, snippy little miss, I said, and we both cracked up laughing. The houses were clustered together now, and when we peered around, we saw much larger homes on the lower slopes of the hills. I wonder if one of them belongs to this Lady Amersham, who's letting Sir Agatha set up school in her house, said Jessica. I wish I went to your school. I don't think any lady would really let Paradise Road pupils near her house, I said. Look, everything's muddled now. Most of the nuns don't have a clue who I am. Why don't we pretend you're new to the convent too? Jessica suggested. Yeah, but I haven't got the uniform, I said. She put my suitcase down and wriggled out of her blazer. You have now, she said, holding it out for me. I can't take your blazer. Yes, you can. I'll say I lost mine, and I'll write to my mum and ask her to get me a new one. She's used to me losing stuff, said Jessica. But I haven't got a blouse, or a tie, or the right tunic, I said. Well, who cares? And Sister Josephine knows I'm not one of you lot. Well, you can go in one of the other classes and kid them you're a new girl. Only then they'll call you New Bug too, and you'll find that very annoying, said Jessica. Better than being called Totty Toilet, I said. Anyway, put that blazer on. You're so good to me. Look, let's share all my books, and you can have ballet shoes for yourself, honest. I felt a bit dizzy as I said it, and I knew I might regret it. Still, I didn't need Pauline, Petrova and Posy as friends now. Not when I had Jessica. Let's share it, she said. Let's share everything, you and me, because we're best friends, right? And we'll pause there and I'll read you the rest of this chapter in the second video. So I hope you've enjoyed that so far. Bye!